Today we're going to be checking out Tico Talk, giving my opinion on it to see if the game is actually going to survive the coming months or if it's going to end up dying. Tico is finally here. He's back with his talk, so I'm very excited for this. So jump into it.
What's up, gamers?
Yo, what's up, Tico? How you doing, my man? Thank you.
Tico,
finally, you're back.
I'm the Globalization Design Manager at Amazon Games for Throne and Liberty.
Tico is the homie.
It's been a while since our last chat, and I hope all of you had a chance to
long.
get some rest over the holidays and enjoy some Throne and Liberty.
Thank you, Tico.
I might have played a little too much, but hey, when you get a break from work, it's hard to resist. I want to start by thanking all of you for your patience during that holiday period. I know how eager you are to hear from us about many topics, and today we're going to address some of them. So grab your favorite drink,
please,
and let's dive right in.
New content.
I want to waste no time and start with what's top of mind for many of you, server consolidations. Yes, they are coming, and I want to be completely transparent about what this means for our community. Our goal with server consolidations is twofold. First, it's to ensure we maintain the competitive landscape within servers. And second, we want to widen the pool of people that can play together on each server.
This is good.
The approach to server consolidations will be a multi-step process that includes merging auction houses between early access and launch servers, offering a free server transfer period, which includes removing the restriction of transfers between early access and launch servers. And then finally, the consolidation of existing servers.
We're coming back to early access.
I want to emphasize here
that early access is going to free-to-play servers.
Consolidated into new servers, rather than merging one server into another already existing server.
Oh, I like this, actually.
I know you probably have many questions about what happens during consolidation, which servers will be affected, and plenty more. So to address this properly, we'll be releasing a comprehensive article later this week that will outline all the details, steps we're taking, and planned dates, so you'll know exactly what to expect. Now, I've seen a lot of discussion from players wondering what we've been working on over the last...
All right, so first thing first, server merges or consolidation. I mean, he's using fancy words, but this is a good thing. I've been asking for this because the way they're doing it is also really good by basically merging two servers into a new server. I mean, it's basically the same thing as merging one server into another, but a fresh new server with a new name could, is not bad. And it seems like they're opening the early access gates, so that's going to be really interesting to see. But this is a really good change. A lot of people have been asking for it. Usually I'm not all on for server merges, but I think this game needs it because they're really empty servers in Castle Sieges that have like 50 or 100 kills during this massive PvP battles is just completely dead. And then it will also and the good thing is it's going to be more competitive PvP in the server because massive alliances won't go to like a dead server to just farm arc plus weapons and stuff because there are not many servers to escape to. So it's a really good change. I like this. Thank you.
Last couple of months. Well,
new content?
All of us at AGS and NCSoft have been focused on making fundamental improvements to Throne and Liberty as we get ready for Talandre's launch, our upcoming free expansion.
When?
And I want to share some of those details now.
Yes?
First, let's talk about combat improvements, which is something I've mentioned before.
He's teasing us.
But can now share more specifics. We're making foundational changes to our combat mechanics with the focus on improving fluidity and intuitive feel.
Okay.
So what does this mean in practice? Here are some of our planned changes.
Let me see.
Players will now maintain their regular movement speed while attacking. We're eliminating the functionality that forces your character to face your target when attacking.
That's good, that's good.
Introducing line of sight requirements to attack players and monsters. Movement controls will now be consistent both in and out of combat. Did anyone say backpedal? We're increasing base melee attack range and changing from camera-based
melee attack range, melee on top, yo.
Additionally, we're making core changes to our targeting system.
Right.
So you can expect targeting to feel more natural and intuitive when tab targeting. And more responsive and precise when targeting.
You know what? This is really good. Because I got to talk about this. This is the only tab target MMO that I've been playing that I actually have to click the target I want to target. I never had that issue in any other games. This is huge. This is really good. I like this. A lot of combat changes, more fluidity to the combat, and being able to target properly.
These changes are going through multiple rounds of extensive testing to ensure we deliver the highest combat experience we can. We're targeting for all of these combat changes to arrive with Talandre. The next major
with Talandre, okay, so they're not coming onto Talandre, but when is Talandre coming? Please, leak.
To discuss is OpenWorldPvP.
Yeah.
One of Throne and Liberty's core elements is epic scale OpenWorldPvP.
True.
While this vision has worked well with our castle sieges, and our PvP community is having a blast there,
Castle Siege is
we've
good.
noticed something interesting, and that's the incredibly positive reception to our guild versus guild content.
That is true. I love that.
That's also coupled with concerns about how alliances and mega alliances are
Please,
continuing to impact the overall PvP
only one
experience.
alliance per guild, please.
So, in an effort to lean into guild versus guild content and make the distribution of rewards more fair, we will be making major changes to how field bosses work. Field bosses will transition from an open world PvP format to a guild versus guild format, similar
Ooh.
to what you may have experienced in interserver.
So in interserver.
where two guilds will be matched 1 versus 1 in a boss fight.
Oh, I like
As Throne of
this.
Liberty continues to evolve, we want to adapt content to lean into what players are organically
But the
enjoying.
question is, like, how will they do this? Because, I mean, there's always one big dog of the server, right? And if there's two really strong guilds fighting, the boss won't die. So I'm actually kind of interested to see how they're going to power scale these battles for these bosses. So, I mean, I like it. It's a good change, but we have to see how it actually works inside the game.
And I'm personally very excited and optimistic
And what about arc bosses? I mean, the arc bosses never die unless they team up together or something.
about this new direction. This is a substantial change, and we're still fine-tuning the matchmaking and reward system. So look forward to February when we'll share more detailed information.
I'm going to be honest, this is not going to go well. I like the idea, but I like my idea better, where you just make the old field bosses or PvP bosses, not the new ones, but the old ones, into like a Dark Destroyer event where people just go in with different colors, like red, blue, green, and they fight it out. Because that way, there's no team or guild alliance for these fights. I think that would work better. This sounds like a good idea on paper, but it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be good when it's actually comes into play. Just watch.
Now I'd like to talk about a few topics that I've seen a lot of speculation about in the community and address them directly.
Okay.
Starting with Tier 2 gear.
Yes, please.
Players will be able to begin acquiring Tier 2 gear at the time Talandre is released.
When is it released?
And when that Tier 2 gear does arrive, players will be able to upgrade them all the way to plus 12 from the onset.
Okay.
The ability to increase gear to plus 12 will also apply to Tier 1 Arc Boss weapons, and yes, these weapons will also be buffed to match the power of Tier 2 weapons.
I didn't know that. That's good.
The other speculative topic I wanted to cover is the new weapon mastery system that many of you have probably heard about from the Korean service. I've seen plenty of guesses for when it will arrive to our service, so I will tell you now that it will also arrive with Talandre.
When is Talandre? When, bro? Please tell me. Everything is coming at Talandre. T2, everything. So when is it?
All this talk about Talandre, I know you must be wondering, when is Talandre coming? Or maybe even, what is Talandre?
I know what it is. When?
Make sure to tune in to Godspeed's next episode of Ion's Elysium on January 28th for the big reveal. And between you and me, I wonder if she's going to drop any other information about upcoming content.
Bro, you're memeing.
Okay, we just covered a lot, but that's
He baited us. He jebaited us. He's not going to tell us what it is. What?
not everything we're working on. Let me highlight some other key improvements in development. First, we're implementing changes to reduce situations that can lead to toxicity, especially in co-op dungeons.
Yeah, I agree.
We're also tackling key quality of life improvements, like streamlining inventory management for both regular items and runes.
Yeah.
And along those same lines, we're analyzing the game's materials and working to reduce the current material overload that many of you have experienced. And finally, something I know many of you will appreciate. We're expanding the ways you can approach gear progression.
Okay.
While PvE content is the current primary path for progression, we want to give you more flexibility to progress through the content you enjoy most, whether that's PvE, PvP, or a mix of both.
Okay,
We're still iterating on the finer points of all of these efforts and their release timing, but I promise to share more information.
This
as we
is
make
not
progress.
coming until like
Now,
late.
I want to talk about some promises we've made to
several
you in
months.
previous discussions.
Yes, let's do
Back
it.
in October, I mentioned we were working on new UI elements to show contextual information about guild contributions during conflict mode bosses. That change is arriving in just a few days on January 23rd.
Okay.
For our console players, in November I promised mouse and keyboard support, and we are now targeting to deliver this feature on February 6th.
All right. Really good for
In
console
my
players.
recent holiday letter in December, I acknowledged your feedback about daily activities feeling overwhelming.
Yes.
Let me share some initial steps we're taking to address this. Starting January 23rd, you'll be able to open normal end of dungeon
That's in 2 days.
even when doing dimensional trials. Then, on February
Ooh, that's good change. Time to farm dimensional trials.
13th, we're adding the ability to open multiple chests within a single dungeon run. This change will be initially applied to
I actually talked about this. This is what I said in my video.
one-star dungeons. We're still working on
did he say?
This change will be initially applied to 1-star dungeons.
Oh, not 2-star, only 1-star.
We're still
That's
working
fine.
on improvements for contracts and Abyss dungeons. For Abyss dungeons specifically, our focus is less on reducing time spent inside of the dungeons and more on improving the fun factor of the dungeons themselves.
Okay.
On January 23rd, we're adding nighttime chests to Shadowed Crypt for our PvP players to compete over.
That'll be fun.
I'm expecting we'll be able to share more details next month about more of the changes coming to Abyss dungeons that impact all of our players.
Okay, more changes.
Let's jump over to Castle Siege timing. Based on your responses to our recent survey, it's clear that players want sieges to occur later in the day. With our upcoming maintenance this week, a new Castle Siege start time of 8 p.m. will be reflected in the in-game schedule.
8 p.m. instead of 4 on a Sunday? Bro, I actually like Castle Siege being early because then I can do stuff rest of the day. But now they moved to 8 p.m.
This change will impact the Castle Siege on January 26th
not bad, though. I'll
and all
manage.
subsequent sieges. And speaking of surveys, I want to remind you how seriously we take your survey feedback. As you can probably tell from today's topics, many of these changes came directly from your feedback in our survey. So please keep giving us that feedback. And thank you all again for your continued feedback across all of our platforms. If you haven't already, please help us out by leaving a review on your game's platform. We're going to continue to do our best to listen to your feedback, action that feedback, and communicate with you openly and honestly. All right, and now that brings us to our community question.
Yeah?
Throne and Liberty currently has cooking and fishing, but if you could add any other form of lifestyle content to Throne and Liberty, what would it be?
Wood cutting level 99. Yes, please.
I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this one.
I'm joking, I'm
Please
joking.
like and subscribe if you want to
But
see more of these
low key though. Low key, I mean, I was a level 99 RuneScape woodcutter. I'm just saying.
videos. I read each and every comment, so please let us know what you think down below in the comments.
Oh, he reads the comments.
Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Silesium.
Okay, we gotta talk about some stuff here. I'm gonna like because Tico is the homie. Check out the video on the Throne of Liberty main website. Leave a comment below on my video and his video too. Now, it's really good that they're listening. They're making some changes. I talked about, I made a video basically on Throne of Liberty and how to fix Throne of Liberty. And a lot of the things like the daily stuff, the daily dungeon grind, the field bosses, the conflict bosses, the big alliances were one of the main topics that I talked about. And I'm glad they're addressing it. Now, he did talk about that all the content for the masteries, the T2 gear, is coming with Talandre. Talandre is basically a map expansion to the game. But he didn't say when. The problem with that is we have no content or new content or anything in the game until the Talandre patch. So if the Talandre patch is a month away, that means people have nothing to do for a whole month, which is a huge problem, which will lead people to quit. The way he talked about it sounds like it's still at least a month away. They're gonna, of course, leak something else on Friday or whatever he said, some more news. But this is not good. That means we're not getting it on Thursday or this week, which is really bad. So I don't know when it's gonna happen. I'm actually glad they at least update us on what they're working on and stuff. But them not releasing any new content until the big patch, that's bad, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So hopefully it's soon. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Tico talk. I'm actually I mean, I have mixed feelings. I like that they're addressing a lot of stuff that people are concerned about. However, having no content of the Talandre, nothing at all, is not good. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out this video right here. I'll make MMO content and Throw Liberty content. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.